Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1984 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Boston Red Sox and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for the Red Sox today is Dana Kiecker, whose record is 1-1 with a .390 ERA. And pitching for the Tigers today is Jeff Robinson, whose record is 1-1 with a .275 ERA. Okay, big victory yesterday. It was a very entertaining game. The Tigers, Dave Rozema, gave up 4 runs in the first inning, only getting 1 out. We yanked him out after he went through the entire lineup. And we brought in Roy Thomas, and the rest of our bullpen basically shut the Red Sox down for the next 8 2/3 innings. The bullpen only gave up 5 hits. They did give up 2 runs late in the ball game, struck out 7, and overall a decent performance from the bullpen. Kirk GIBSON had a home run in the first inning and the second inning. He came up in the third inning with an opportunity to hit a home run in 3 consecutive innings. I asked out to the world if anyone knew if a ball player had home runs in 3 consecutive innings, and Charismatic Dad, one of the subscribers to our channel, came through with the answer. It was Kirk Bryant had home runs in 3 consecutive innings back in 2019. So thanks to Charismatic Dad. I don't know your real name, but I appreciate you doing the research for me. And Gibby had 2 home runs yesterday. He had a double dong day. Terry Kennedy went 4 for 4, and Glenn Wilson had 3 hits. I mean, it was a great game all the way around, if you just exclude Rosie from his pitiful performance, because we're going to be without Jack Morris for another 4 times through the rotation. I see no reason to take Rosie out. I mean, our other option would be to bring up Danny Jackson, and I just don't think I want that. We would have to move Rosie to the bullpen, and I think we would lose a bullpen arm that would be better suited for our current needs than to have a soft tossing starter get relegated to the relief role. So, you know what? We'll take our chances with Rosie. Maybe we get 1 or 2 decent games where he just gives up 3 runs, and we could be satisfied with that. Okay, today's going to be a long day because after the game today, we will be doing the amateur draft. You can see here it takes place, it says, on June 9th, but I believe it actually pops up immediately after today's ball game. We've been tricked by this before. I believe it was last year in which I said it would take place after the ball game on the 9th. In reality, it takes place after the ball game on the 8th today. So I'm 93% sure that's going to work properly. So let's go ahead and get started with today's ball game. If I'm wrong, feel free to slam me in the comments. I deserve it. But I'm pretty sure it does take place after today's ball game. That's what we got wrong last year. Okay, Jeff Robinson, a rookie, getting another start. I believe this is his 4th start of the year. He has never faced the Red Sox, according to this. I'm not sure that's correct. All the bullpen, despite every pitcher being used yesterday, everyone is available except for Roy Thomas, because he was the one pitcher that pitched multiple innings. He pitched 3 2/3 innings, did not give up a run, and in fact was credited with his 5th victory. Then we have our lineup today. Alan Trammell is listed as tired. Wow, take your time. There we go. Alan Trammell is listed as tired. We're going to give him a break today. Dougie Baker will go in there at short. Jody Reed, of course, is still at second. All the rest of the good guys are in there. Okay, let's go ahead and do the lineup rundown for the Boston Red Sox. Once again, it looks like the same lineup today. Batting leadoff, playing DH, is Chico Walker. Batting second in center field is Schelle Tarver. Batting third at third base is Wade Boggs. Batting cleanup, playing first base is Pat Dodson. Batting fifth in left field is Jim Rice. Batting sixth in right field is Clint Hurdle. Batting seventh at shortstop is Dickie THON. Batting eighth and catching is Dennis Littlejohn. And batting ninth is the second baseman, Marty BARRETT. Let's take a look at J-Rob. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with nicknames. That's not a good one. Fourth start, 1-1 with a 2.75 ERA. He has 10 strikeouts in 19 2/3 innings. Opponents are batting 176 against him. I like all that. His fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 49.1%. His splitter is his best pitch. It's rated in 88. A fastball rated in 83. So two very good pitches there. Overall rated in 85. The 22-year-old righty goes to arbitration at the end of the 1986 season. Looking at his log, yeah, he did face Boston. In fact, it was his last start, and he got the victory. His first victory of the year. He went 6 innings, giving up 3 runs on 5 hits. He gave up 2 home runs. Walked 3, struck out 3. Those were the first 3 walks this season that he'd given up. Okay, let's take a look at our defense today. Still pretty damn solid, even with the backups in the middle infield. Reed at second, Baker at short. Wow, Baker's defensive rating is the same as Trammell's. So we're not losing anything there, except for maybe range. Everywhere in the outfield is good. We got Kennedy behind the plate. Here we go. Chico Walker leading off against Jeff Robinson. Walker led off the game yesterday with a home run. Oh, and I was going to look that up to see if Chico Walker had to let off another game again. And I got sidetracked this morning, as I do so easily. But I'll look into that, because I am curious, as Walker lines out to center. There's one down. Here is the center fielder, Tarver. He hits a ground ball to Baker. Out number 2, and Wade Boggs. Average is hanging in there at 339, 9 home runs. And he shoots the gap in left center field. It gets past Bass for a double. Wade Boggs has 18 doubles this year now. And a runner in scoring position for Pat Dodson. This is the second year for Dodson. He had a terrible rookie season. Much better his sophomore season. He lines it to right. It does fall in for a hit. It's 1-0. So a good start to the ball game for Robinson, getting the first 2 outs, and then this is a typical 2-out rally. It's 1-0 on the RBI single for Dodson. Jim Bob Rice up next, and he hits a grounder to third. George Brett's been flawless for like 20 games now, as his fielding percentage is up to .920. Which is still terrible, but, I mean, a huge improvement. Let's take a look at the Tigers lineup rundown. Batting leadoff in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting second at first base is Greg Brock. Batting third at third base is George Brett. Batting cleanup and DHing today is Kenny Smith. Batting fifth in right field is Glenn Wilson. Batting sixth and catching is Terry Kennedy. Batting seventh in center field is Kevin Bass. Batting eighth at second base is Jody Reed. And batting ninth is the shortstop, Doug Baker. Okay, we did a deep dive here on Dana Kiecker. That is the correct pronunciation of his last name. He is making his third start. He's 1-1 with a 3.71 ERA, 13 strikeouts, and 26 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .240 against him. He has pitched in relief this year, thus he has 2 saves and a bluey. Fastball tops out at 93 miles an hour. It is his best pitch. It's rated at 98. What? Have we ever seen a fastball by anyone rated higher than a 98 or at a 98? That's amazing. I didn't even know that. Overall, he's rated a 95. The 23-year-old righty goes to arbitration at the end of the 1986 season. Kiecker was an 8th-round draft pick in 1983 for the Red Sox out of St. Cloud University in St. Cloud, Minnesota. He only pitched 2 years in the majors. In fact, he wasn't a rookie in real life until 1990 when he was 29 years old. He was primarily used as a starter. He went 8-9 with a 3.97 ERA as a rookie. Didn't get any Rookie of the Year votes. He pitched so well that year that he started the second game of the ALCS versus Oakland. He went 5 2/3 innings, giving up 6 hits and 1 run, walking 1 and striking out 2. Oakland ended up winning that game 4-1, and of course they won the ALCS and in fact won the World Series. In 1991, his second year, he went 2-3 with a 7.36 ERA, and that was his last year in baseball. He retired after that year and became a UPS worker, in which he made a long career of. So, Dana Kiecker, pitcher, UPS driver. Okay. I don't know that he was a driver. Maybe he was working at the corporate level. Has he faced Detroit yet? He did face Detroit in relief 3 times this year, including May 16th, in which he got his second save, going 3 innings, giving up only 1 hit. And then back in April, he came in just to get 1 out. He has not given up a run. So he has pitched very well against us, at least as a reliever. Okay, let's take a look at the defense. Same as it ever was. You have the right fielder Hurdle as the only defensive liability. Otherwise, great everywhere else, including behind the plate. Okay, Gibby leading off versus Dana Kiecker. We're down a run. That's better than we did yesterday. Gibby, he led off the game with a home run in the first yesterday as well. So, wait, did we have... Yeah, we had both leadoff hitters hit a home run yesterday. I don't think I put that together till just now. That's crazy. All right. Gibby flies out to center. 1 down. Here is Greg Brock. Brock grounds out to second. 2 down, and that will bring up George Brett up in the number 3 spot instead of his traditional number 5 spot. And a ground ball to second, and Barrett makes it a 1-2-3 inning. So just like that, we move on to the second. Clint Hurdle leading off. It's Hurdle, THON, and LITTLEJOHN. 1-2 count to Hurdle. A ground ball to Brett. Brett playing good D. Here's 1 out. Here's Dickie. Dickie hits it to Dougie. 2 quick outs for Robinson. This is where it went wrong last inning, though. Here's Dennis Littlejohn. Hard to believe he's the everyday catcher when you got Stearns on the bench. Littlejohn getting the everyday duty now that Petrali's gone. And he pops it up behind second base for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the second. Kenny Smith is up. He's still batting really well despite the loss of power recently. A base hit to center field, I'll take it. As long as he's finding ways to get on, I'm satisfied. We're going to let him just have a base hit there instead of going for 2. It was a 50-50 shot. We'll hit and run with Glenn Wilson. He does not do this well despite being a good contact hitter. Oh, it's a comebacker to Kiecker. And an error on the pitcher. He fumbles it. And everybody's safe. Well, this is good for us because we know that the game loves to give up unearned runs, especially to prevent the pitcher's ERA from ballooning and yet still giving up runs. So we like this, and this is the best guy to have up. It is Terry Kennedy, who's batting .355, and he is a double play candidate here, so let's hold our breath. He crushes it to center field. That will be deep enough to get Smith to third. Well, 70% chance, but we're going to go for it, and Smith is safe. Okay, so it is now first and third, 1 down. Kevin Big Hit Bass is up. Now, this is a guy that can hit and run effectively. So we'll give that a shot here. Oh, no 2 count. Ground ball to third. Smith coming home, and he is safe. He ties it up. Wilson was running on the play, so he's safe at second. And there's 2 down for Jody Reed, a chance to give us the lead. He's only batting 174 versus righties, however. Ground ball to second, and Barrett will end the inning. So we're all knotted at 1. We go to the top of the third, and Marty Barrett will lead off. Barrett batting .349, leading the American League in hits. And he dumps it into center field, and the leadoff man is on. A little duck snort falling in front of Bass out there. Runner on first, and we are back to Chico Walker. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of the game is trying to do, to have Barrett bat 9th in this lineup, is have basically 2 leadoff guys. I know they do that sometimes in real life, so I'll buy it as Walker strikes out. I think I'd consider switching it, though. Wouldn't you rather have a 352, 333, and 342 in a row? 1 down as Robinson gets his first strikeout. Will this be a strikeout-walk combination? Nope, another 0-2 count. And a base hit to center. I'd rather have given up a walk than give up a hit on the 0-2 count. Barrett's going to hold at second. First and second, 1 down for Wade Boggs. Boggs had a hit first time up. Here's a 1-1 count. And that slow curve catches Boggs inside as he flies out to left. There's out number 2. And Pat Dobson, who got the Red Sox on the board with a single, has a chance here to add to his totals. First pitch swing. Oh. Come on, game. That's stupid. All right. So dumb. Well, now a base hit scores 2. Oh, he's going to walk him. All right, great. Great. Well, I mean, that's probably the right thing to do. I mean, Dodson walks a lot anyway. But I guess I would rather walk Dodson to face Jim Rice. That sounds absolutely asinine to pitch around a nobody to get to a Hall of Famer. But that's what we're going to do here. Let's see how bad it hurts us, if at all. Full count. And he strikes him out looking. Wow, that pitch was right on the line. He painted the stripe, and we'll take it. We go to the bottom of the third. Doug Baker leading off. Here we go. Dougie in the 9th spot today. Played second base yesterday. Had a couple hits. Ground ball to second. Barrett's been busy at second base today. Next man up is Kirk GIBSON. He's now 0 for 2 as he grounds out to Boggs. And the Brockness Monster hits a ground ball to short. And a 1-2-3 inning for Kiecker. Moving on to the 4th. Clint Hurdle leading off. 2-1 count to Hurdle. And he dumps it over the head of Brett down the line for a double. And the leadoff man is on again. 3 out of 4 innings so far. 10th double for Hurdle. Dickie THON at the plate. Nobody out. Runner in scoring position. And Robinson puts it right down the middle of the plate. Ground ball to Baker. Hurdle will hold wisely. 1 down. Here's Dennis Littlejohn. We need to get this guy. Full count. And he walks him. Damn it. Second walk issued by Robinson today. It's first and second. Marty Barrett's up. This doesn't feel good with these batters coming up here. Maybe this is why he's in the number 9 spot. Up the middle. Oh, ground ball snagged by Reed. He cannot get the double play. Good range for Jody Reed. And Robinson is 1 pitch away from getting out of this jam, but this is where things get tough. It's Chico Walker, switch hitter. And a fly ball to right. Wilson makes the catch. We are moving on to the bottom of the 4th. Tigers have only one hit as George Brett steps up and strikes out. That's the first K for Kiecker. Here's Ken Smith. He's got the only hit today. We didn't go for two. I mean, now I kind of think like that was our one shot. If we had gone for two, perhaps that would have changed the outcome of that inning. Sometimes the game just gives you one opportunity. We got to look at Smith. He's got a .409 on base percentage right now. He's been on base both times today. This time we're going to let Glenn Wilson swing away instead of hitting and running. And a tapper back to Kiecker, who fires to second to get the force. Somebody's going to break through on Dana Kiecker. Will it be Terry Kennedy? Yes, it will! All the way to the gap in right center field. Wilson, even though it was 2 down and he was running on that play, had to hold it third. Kennedy is a doubles machine. That is his 14th double. He has 10 doubles in his last 20 games. In fact, he had a 4-game double streak at one point. All right, well, will Kevin Bass come through? Will they walk him to get to Reed? First pitch swinging, and a ground ball to second. So I have a feeling we're not going to win this game, only because every opportunity has been thwarted by the game's own AI. Pardon me, I need a little drink of my coffee. So now it's the top of the 5th. Robinson's been playing with fire so far the whole game, and we have 3 lefties due up. Schelle Tarver, first lefty, gets a base hit, of course. So, yeah, there's no chance we're going to win this ball game. Will Tarver be going on this pitch? I think he probably will. 1-1 count. No. Holding tight at first as Boggs pops it up into foul ground. Here's Pat Dodson. He has a double and a walk today. There's your stolen base. Tarver's got 26. He's 26 out of 30 this year, despite only having an 84 speed. You saw that the Red Sox are second in the American League in stolen bases. So they are aggressive on the base path. And a 2-run home run by Dodson. Yeah. So this game was over in the first inning, as typical. Yep. So the lefties crush them, and that's the thing about having 3 great lefties in a row. I mean, Dodson's not great, but he did hit the home run. That was his 12th, by the way. Tigers are down 3-1, and we are just playing this out to get to the draft at this point. Reed lines out to left. Baker striking out. Gibby fly ball. Against Dana Kiecker, who never played baseball until he was in the majors until he was 29, and he's 2-hitting us right now. This will be the last inning for Robinson. He hasn't pitched bad. He hasn't pitched great either, but I mean, holding the Red Sox to 3 runs is, a 292 hitting team is pretty good under the circumstances. Officially tired now as he hits a ground ball to second, and that will do it for Robinson today. 6 innings, giving up 7 hits. Walking 2 and 3 runs to his record. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Dana Kiecker's at 57 pitches. Pretty much flawless today. Yeah. We are simply playing it out now. The only mistake we made is not going for that double, but how would we know that? Ken Smith is he's 2 for 2 with a walk today. It don't matter though. Out comes Robinson. We will bring in a left-hander, and why not bring in our best left-hander versus lefties, which is Paul Gibson. The Creeper, 19 games, 0-1, 10 strikeouts in 13 and a third innings pitched. Look, his ERA is 6.08, but if you check and look at his log and his earned runs anyway, if we want to put the runs, put the record in our favor, he's been pretty good for a while. You can say he only gave up 1 run in like 12 games. That's favorable. Chico Walker is going to turn around batter right-handed versus Gibson. And Walker gives it right back to him. And 1 out. Schelle. Well, Gibson, this game is so dumb. I swear to God. Yeah. So 2 tappers back to the pitcher and a strikeout of one of the best contact hitters of all time by a journeyman left-hander. Great job, Gabe. We go to the bottom of the 7th, playing out the string. Kennedy's got 1 of the 3 hits as he taps it back to the pitcher because that's the mode we're in right now in the game. Kevin Bass says not so fast. Big hit Bass, his 2nd of the year. I mean, he does have a record of hitting 8 home runs in a season. So he has a little bit of power. He shows it there. It makes it 3-2. That is our junk run for the game, though. I mean, it's not like we're going to take the lead. That's just what the game does. Leads out, Baker's out. We're going to the 8th inning. I think I want Gibson to go again. Somebody's got to get Dodson out. Finally, Dodson pops it up to short. I guess we'll take a look at the in-game stats. Trying to keep it moving. Yeah, Dodson's 2 for 3 with that home run. Okay, here's Jim Bob Rice, batting .219 versus lefty, so we'll leave Gibson in there to face him. Gibson whiffing him. The Creeper creeped it past his bat and then hurt a walk. So that's it for Gibson. He leaves and makes me angry either way. He pitched great, but I'm still pissed off at him. Let's get Carl Willis in there, man. This guy's been kind of bad. I after having such a great rookie year, I guess technically he is still a rookie, but he was bad yesterday too. So let's see if we can't try to get him in the right category here. Ground ball to third, that'll do it. Moving on to the bottom of the 8th. Here's Kirk Gibson. Oh, no way! Gibson goes Oppo Taco to tie it up in the 8th inning. Oh my gosh, Gibson is just crushing it out of nowhere. His 7th home run. He's got 4 home runs in the last 4 games, if you count today, which why wouldn't you? Unless you can't count. It's 3-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Youch. Well, I mean, this kind of plays into our strength of hanging around long enough to make a difference. I still have a strong feeling the game will just end it in the 9th. But we'll see what happens here. There's 1 out. Brock's having a bad game. Brett's having a bad game, and that's going to do it. They will bring in Luis Aponte. He is a solid reliever on this team. 19th appearance, 6-3 in relief, with a 3.90 ERA, 19 strikeouts, and 27 and 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .271 against him. No saves, 1 bluey. Fastball topping out at 91 miles an hour. That is his best pitch. It's rated an 86. Overall, an 80. The 30-year-old righty is a free agent at the end of the season. And he's got a tough task. He is facing Ken Smith, who's 2 for 2 with a walk today. You know he's going to be trying to go yard here. Full count. And a ground ball to second. So we will go to the 9th inning. And I know everyone's palms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. We are bringing in Dave Smith here in the 9th inning. Dave Smith, he is a roller coaster of a pitcher. 1-2 with a 2.52 ERA. 23 strikeouts in 25 innings pitched. He walks like an Egyptian. 14 walks in 25 innings pitched. 13 saves, 4 blueys. Not much of a fastball, and yet it's his best pitch. It's rated an 89. He's got a sinker that's an 81. His overall rating is 82. The 29-year-old righty is a free agent at the end of the year. And yes, we are looking for other closing possibilities. Okay, Dennis Littlejohn leading off. It's Littlejohn, Barrett, and then Walker. An 0-1 count to Littlejohn. A ground ball to short. Baker makes the play. There's one out. Here's Marty Barrett. Barrett does something, pounds it into the dirt. And a good play by Kennedy, stepping out and firing it to first for out number 2. That feels like a guaranteed error every time it happens, and I'm so grateful that it wasn't. Chico Walker back to batting left-handed here, and then the lefties are up. So I have a feeling that the game is going to walk Chico Walker. Nope, 2-1 count. And a ground ball to third. Brett makes the play. Okay, we have a chance. As they keep Aponte into the game instead of bringing in Eckersley. That feels like in our favor, right? Here we go. Glenn Wilson leading off today. I think it's the first time he's come up without a runner on base with Smith in front of him, you know. Pops it up to first, so terrible game from Wilson. Here's TK. He does have a double today. 3-1 count to Kennedy. Ground ball up the middle. Can't sneak it past Barrett. Out number 2. We'll leave it up to Kevin Bass. He has gone deep. It's a 1-0 count. And he shoots it down the left field line. Falls in front of the left fielder Rice. 40% chance of a double. We got to say no. Nope. We got to try to let Reed do something. He's terrible. He's 0 for 3. He's got a 185 on base percentage versus righties. We can't steal with Bass because of Littlejohn. What is the percentage? 62%. So I will take my chances with Reed. We won't hit and run because there's 2 outs. We just have to take a cut. Full count. Oh, he walks him. Okay. So we've got Doug Baker at the plate. We have Trammell listed as tired on the bench. Baker, a switch hitter, will bat left-handed. I mean, we got to trust Baker. I know. If it's meant to be, then we will win this ball game right now. We got Bass in scoring position. He is the winning run. First pitch swinging, and a tapper back to Aponte, who makes the play. And we're moving on to the 10th inning on the day that we have the damn draft. All right. Well, we're going to bring in Keith Comstock. This could end the game pretty quickly. 21st appearance, no record, 4.30 ERA, 18 strikeouts in 14 2/3. That's fantastic. Opponents are betting 271 against him. No saves, 3 blueies. Fastball tops out at 92 miles an hour. His changeup is his better pitch, rated an 81. Overall, 74. The 28-year-old lefty is a free agent at the end of the season. Okay, lefty versus lefty violence coming up. I mean, there's 5 hits, including a home run and a double between those lefties. So this is a tough task for Kami. Let's see how he does. 2-2 count to Schelle. Tarver striking his ass out. There's one down. Here's Wade Boggs, 1 for 5 in his career with a couple Ks. Versus Comstock. Ground ball to Brett. Yes, Brett. I think he got the yips out of his system. Okay, 2 quick outs for Comstock. This is a tough out today. It's Pat Dodson, 2 for 3, double and a home run. And he strikes him out. Great job by Kami, handling 3 of the toughest left-handers in the game. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning, and Aponte coming back out. He's already pitched 1 1/3, thrown 23 pitches, and now they got to deal with our lefties, which are not as ferocious. But Kirk GIBSON leading it off. That might fall in for a hit. Get down. No, it'll carry deep enough for Schelle Tarver to make a running catch. 1 out. Here is the Brock Nest Monster, batting .309 versus righties, but he's 0 for 4 today with a strikeout. And he's going to be 0 for 5, as Barrett has been so busy at second base today. George Brett, next man up, 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts today, batting only .264 versus righties. Just for a second, I thought he got all of it. But they had the high arc, and it's going to be caught for out number 3. Comstock more than did his job. This is the second game in a row that we basically pitched all of our pitchers. That's not a good sign for your team. Dave Gumpert will come in. If we need to, we will make him go 2. He has been absolutely lights out for us. As you can see, his steady decline, his steep decline in ERA over the couple years that we've utilized him. He's got to get Jim Rice, as Rice is 0 for 4 today and 2 strikeouts, and he walks the leadoff guy. So this is how it ends. 2-2 count to Hurdle. Line drive to right. Wilson will make the catch. Rice will get back to first. There's 1 down. Here's Dickie THON. We're going to pull third base in a little bit, pull him up to the grass. I don't think THON will lay down a bunt. You never know. That's not a bunt. That's the ball game. Well, at least we can get to the draft. 2-run home run by Dickie. That was, by the way, his 6th home run of the season. He does have an 86 power, which is pretty good. I mean, I'm sure everyone remembers that he was a legit great shortstop until they got hit in the eye. And then that was the end. They're going to bring in, it wasn't the end, but he had blurred vision. He was never quite the same. They're bringing in Eckersley, who also, by the way, has 4 blown saves. So he's not lights out like he was last year when he saved 41 ball games. Will they give us a junk run? We'll find out. Here's Ken Smith. Nope, this will be 1-2-3. Glenn Wilson. All right, we're 1 pitch away from the draft. Okay, will Tom Glavine be available to us? That is the question. Tigers lose 5-3. It is time for the draft. Okay, everybody, feel free to pause it. Get yourself a cold one and settle in for a minute here. We are going to begin the draft. Now, we have the 23rd pick. If you watched the end of May summary that we did, we highlighted the draft, and we noted that if everything goes as chalk, then we will probably have a chance at Tom Glavine based on the scouting reports for each player. The best hitter that could be available, but might be hard hitting Mark Whitten. There are plenty of good players, so who knows who will drop to us, or if someone will reach for Tom Glavine. So we always go with the best player available when it comes to our turn, and then we try to draft for need. Here we go. That's the plan. Let's see what happens. Okay. All right. So let's summarize what the draft has done. All right. So the first overall pick by Kansas City is a guy named Darryl Sherman, who I don't even know made it to the major leagues. That's dumb. But also the Royals maybe don't have a lot of money they spend on scouting. So that's how these things kind of go. Now, in the settings for the game, you can change the setting so that the draft goes like it may have in real life. Like the Royals may have drafted a player who did play for the Royals. I have it set at negative 100%, meaning it will go however the teams want it to go. They may not choose a player who actually played for their own team. And that's the way I like it. I'd rather have it be random than have, the Braves draft Tom Glavine. I'd rather have it more randomized. So Darryl Sherman goes to Kansas City. Juan Guzman goes to the Indians. That's a good draft pick for the Indians. They need pitching desperately. John Jaha, Major League Softball player, really, will go to the Rangers. Ron Coomer goes to the Cubbies. He actually did play for the Cubbies. So first baseman going to the Cubs. Albert Joey Bell goes to the Pirates. That's a great draft pick. He's got a lot of power. Larry Walker, Hall of Famer, goes to the Twins. Good job by the Twins getting a right fielder who's solid. Orlando Merced goes to Toronto. And leave it to the Blue Jays to gum up the works. That's a terrible draft pick. And then Kurt Schilling goes to the Giants. That's a great draft pick for the Giants, although it took a long time for Schilling to get his act together in the majors, but he's really a Hall of Famer, as much as I hate to admit it. Pete Harnisch goes to the Chicago White Sox. That's a good, solid pitching draft pick. Had a nice career for the Orioles. Randy Tomlin, who was the pitcher that actually fell to the 23rd spot, actually gets drafted by the Brew Crew, so he will not be available for us. Bernard Gilkey goes to the Astros. There's Bernard Gilkey, left fielder, solid pick, and actually a good pick for the Astros because of his speed and defense in the Astrodome. That makes sense. The Cardinals pick Terry Shumpert. We got Gumpy Gumpert and Shumpy Shumpert. Woody Williams goes to the Phils. Pitched until he was 40, I believe, in real life. Pitched in the playoffs for the Yankees, did he not? Or was it the Red Sox? I can't remember. And here we go, Greg Maddux, probably the best player available in this draft. Not around. He goes to the San Diego Padres, playing for the Single-A Miami Marlins. Then we have Atlanta drafting Luis de los Santos, first baseman. Terrible draft pick. Paul McClellan goes to the California Angels, starting pitcher. Good endurance. And then David Justice goes to Montreal. Good draft pick by Les Expos. Gerald Williams going to the Cincinnati Reds, playing center field. Blackjack McDowell goes to the Dodgers. That's a solid draft pick. His peak rating is an 82. I don't think that feels right, but the Dodgers spend money on development, so maybe that'll go up. Ray Gianelli, sounds like a solo rock singer. Third baseman now in the Orioles farm system. I mean, talk about a team that needs pitchers. That's a bad draft pick. That's a terrible draft pick. Terrible defensive player, and nobody even knows. And then Jerry Brown goes to the Red Sox. So, I did not see a Tom Glavine in there. Let's see who's available. All right. We have this ranked by scouting. The scouting department tells us the best 3 players at a 7.8 are Dave Veras and Mel Rojas, relievers, and then Tom Glavine. I mean, come on. That is a no-brainer. If you look at who else is available, lots of pitchers, none that offer what Tom Glavine could offer. Fellow Brave, McMichael and Lilliquist are there. Dave Burba. I mean, sometimes you got to look down the list to see what else you might be missing. Moises Alou, if he were available in the next round, I would take. Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot there to get excited about. I don't even see Mark Whitten. I don't see Mark Whitten. Did I miss him? Somewhere? It doesn't matter. I don't see him, though. Oh, there he is. Mark Whitten. Would I take Whitten over Moises Alou? That would be something we have to answer next. Okay, well, yeah, Tom Glavine. I mean, how could I not pick Tom Glavine? So we are drafting Glavine in the first round. That's a no-brainer. I don't think anybody out there is going to argue against that. Boom. All right. Oh, there's a supplemental pick. Let's take a look here, how the first round ended up. So we took Tom Glavine. The Yankees took Scott Kubaugh, a third baseman. Okay. Mel Rojas goes to the A's. And wrapping up the first round is a supplemental pick. So the second pick of the first round for the Cardinals, and they chose Frank Bolick. And then anybody of note, yeah, hard-hitting Mark Whitten goes to Texas, so he's off the board. Boyd Rodriguez goes to Pittsburgh. David Segui goes to Toronto. That is a much better pick, although I believe he was a 2-time steroid user, which is just dumb. Moises Alou. Okay, so St. Louis finally makes a good pick. Moises Alou goes to St. Louis, so that's the best pick they've made in their 3 picks so far. First catcher off the board is Tim Spear to Milwaukee. Dave Burba goes to the Astros. Good pick. Melito Perez goes to the Padres, so they've got Maddox and Melito. That is a good first 2 rounds. That's maybe the best first 2 rounds. Alex Sanchez, Sean Berry. Okay, here we go. Amateur draft. So, it looks like a lot more pitchers here. Pete Smith, another Atlanta Brave pitcher. Peaking at 87. Brian Ryer, the Kaiser. Trevor Wilson. John Wetland, I can't draft him just based on the fact that he molested children, which I think is a pretty solid reason. Tim Wakefield, wow. But does he have the knuckleball? Let's find out. That would be great if we had one knuckleball pitcher. He does have a knuckler and another one. And another one. All right. Greg Olson, a reliever. Jeff Conine is the best hitter on the board. Dave Hollins, good power-hitting third baseman for the Phils. I'm just looking for hitters that might get me all excited, but no. Nope. Okay, so the question is, do we take Pete Smith? Let's look at Pete Smith. We didn't even bother to look at Tom Glavine. There's Pete Smith, 1989 Braves baseball card. I mean, he doesn't have much to show us now. He would have to be a player that would develop for a while. We got plenty of starters. His fastball is his best pitch at this point. The kid's got a great arm, but he's still got a lot to prove. Man, I hate drafting 2 pitchers. But what am I going to do? Take Jeff Conine? Maybe. Let's take a look at Jeff Conine. First baseman, Mr. Marlin, they call him. Already an average contact hitter. Everything else would still have to develop. First base and left field are his 2 main positions, which is fine. Good health. I mean, everything else needs to be developed. Did have 10 home runs in high school. Okay. Damn it. Do we go with Jeff Conine? I wish I had one of those like instant polls where people could just live, vote, give me some advice. I think I'm going to go with Jeff Conine out of principle because we need some bats that are not garbage. And that's the most I can say about Jeff Conine. He is not garbage. We're drafted Jeff Conine. Boom. Okay. Oh, wait, what? That's weird. That was weird. All right. So what happened? Conine, Dave Hollins did go to Oakland. Pete Smith went to the Mets. Jeff Fry went to the Indians. Is this Derek Lee the Derek Lee or a different Derek Lee? I can never remember. Greg Olson, good reliever in his time, went to the Giants. Tim Wakefield goes to the Astros. John Wetland goes to the Cardinals. I mean, at least the Cardinals have drafted all names. That's something. Nobody else of note. Okay, let's see who's out there. Amateur draft. Okay, we got Mike Timlin as the best player on the board, and I do like Jeff Timlin. It would be nice to have a good, solid reliever. The best hitter, other than a DH, Andy Tomberlin, would be a catcher. We are well overloaded with catchers. Francisco Cabrera is a catcher as well, but he played first, primarily. John Vanderwall is not the worst. Mickey Morandini is all right. I'm just looking for hitters that might be somebodies for us, but there's nobody here. All right, so I think this is an easy one for me. It's Mike Timlin. We'll look at his stats quickly. His peak is a 90. Does anyone else have a 90? Joe Slusarski. So what does his peripherals look like? 91 mile an hour fastball. He's a 2-pitch pitcher with a 2-seamer. He's got good command, supposedly. Everything else has got to develop. I just like that peak number. So we will take Mike Timlin. John Hudick, by the way, is a Tiger draft pick in real life. We traded him to the Astros when we got that jackass Brad Ausmus as a catcher. So we're going to draft Timlin. Okay. Let's take a look here at the draft and see if anybody else of note. I mean, there's not a lot of good players left. Francisco Cabrera went to the Yankees. Eric Hillman to the A's. Eddie Tucker went to the Mets. John Hudick did go to Kansas City. That's not a terrible draft pick. Texas took Mickey Morandini. The Cubbies took John Vanderwall. Darren Fletcher goes to Toronto. That is the team that he was on. That's a good pick. Wes Chamberlain to the Sox. Sean Abner, real life, #1 overall draft pick, right? For the Mets, I believe. He was a 1 of 1. To the Astros. I could be wrong about that. It feels right, though. And the round ends with, oh no, the pick before us is Armando Reynoso, who I believe was the opening day starter for the Colorado Rockies in real life in their very first game in '93. Okay, he goes to Boston. All right. Whoa, what the hell happened there? Amateur draft. Okay, well, there's Andy Tomberlin. I think he's sticking around because he's a DH. We have Heathcliff Slocum. Slocum if you got him. We got Joe Slusarski, the other 90. There's a 91 with Archie Cianfrocco. I kind of like Archie Cianfrocco. He was the played for Team Italia during the. I think he's the manager now for the Italian team. Mike Ignasiak. I don't know. I mean, this is where it doesn't really much matter, does it? I mean, we could draft another pitcher. I just feel like we got to go with a hitter. I'm just going by names. Oh, Sandy Alomar. Do we draft another catcher so we can have Sandy Alomar? We would have. We have Chris Hoyles in Single A and Mike McFarland in Single A. We would have to start cutting some catchers so that their development doesn't get stunted by having too many players at the same position in the same level of the minor leagues. In a weird way, I kind of feel like Sandy Alomar is the best player left on the board. Again, I guess it doesn't much matter. But I don't want to overload our team with pitchers either. How can I not take Sandy Alomar? I mean, he's terrible rated. Let's look at him real quick. There he is. I mean, he was a good defensive catcher. He had a good bat. I don't know why he is sucky in the game, but we'll take him. We're going to take him. All right. Wait, is this the Jeff? I always said this. What is it? No, that's not the Jeff Johnson that pitched for the Tigers. Okay. Did I lose him? There he is. Okay, we're drafting Alomar. All right. Yeah, we're running out of value here. Alomar. Scott Taylor, who was a draft pick for the Yankees, right? Or maybe it was I think it was the Mariners. That's correct. Archie Cianfrocco went to the Indians. Tim Bogart goes to Texas. Heathcliff Slocum goes to the Pirates. Eddie Zambrano to the Phils. Richie Lewis to Montreal. Jack Voigt goes to the Dodgers. Remlinger goes to Baltimore. Okay. We're in the 5th round. I think there's 7 rounds. Well, Joe Slusarski is still sticking around. I think we take Slusarski because it seems like it was meant to be. Yeah, all that's left now is some catchers and some schlubs. I mean, we are really scraping the schlub barrel. I do like Darren Holmes. He just never reached his potential in the majors. We're going to go with the 90-rated Slusarski. He was on Team USA. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Kind of a middle reliever. Yeah, why not? It's a patriotic pick. Oh, that's it. Wait, what? Is that it? Only 5 rounds? What? I mean, was there really anybody else to pick though? So all of those players, as you see how it wrapped up here with the last 3 picks in the draft. Let's so all those players go to free agency. So now there's just a ton. I mean, they're both maxed out at 124. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what are we looking at really here? Yeah, I mean, there's just no way to tell. So why bother? It's too much to think about. Okay, we'll take a look at our minor league system. So for batters, we drafted 2. We drafted Conine and Alomar. We've got 3 catchers in single A. We've got 2 catchers in double A with Rich Gedman and Jeff Datz. Pitchers, we drafted Tom Glavine. He's the gem. Timlin and Slew Sarsky. All right. Well, fantastic. Okay, so we have to wrap up the day. Here's the standings after our loss. New York's won 7 in a row. So as bad as that team is, the game is not going to let them fall away. Baltimore is under 500. That's pretty bad. National League, there you go. Cincinnati's now 7 games back. Headline news, Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. Yankees closing in on the Tigers. Henderson gets 4 RBIs in a Seattle win. Brewers lose Kokenauer. Man, they have just been hit with all kinds of injuries. We'll go back to transactions and we'll get everything situated here. Well, before the draft took place, was there anything? No. Okay. After the draft. Oh, yeah. So the game forcibly retires everyone that kind of stood in the way there of those 124 players max. So the game forcibly retires Reggie Jackson. Reggie, is he a Hall of Famer? He finishes with 402 home runs in the game. I can't remember. How many do you have in real life? 512 or something? Or I can't remember now. Jose Cruz retires. Dave Kingman, Kong, 2 powerhouse home run hitters retire. How many home runs did he have? Only 258. He had 6 total in our sim. Ken Forsch retires. Oh, Tom Seaver retires. He was still pitching for the White Sox. 255 wins. Don Sutton retires. 243 wins. Lefty Carlton retires. 260 wins. Jim Barr, Larry Gura, Glenn Abbott, Adrian Devine, Mickey Mahler. Okay. Were there anything stuck in there? Just to make sure. Yes, there was actually. Wayne Krzyzewski gets injured for 5 weeks for Baltimore. Oh my gosh. Does Doug DeCinces take over at third base? Or is it, oh no, Castino will probably go back in there, right? That makes sense. There's Jaime Kokenauer. He's going to be out for 3 weeks or so. Maybe the best pitcher other than Higuera. And Fred Holdsworth, only 2 days. So he's no big deal. He's out for a day. Won't even miss a start. And that's it. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Sorry, this is a long one. You know how it goes. Tigers lose 5-3 in the top of the 9th inning by Dickie, THON. Player of the game will be Kevin Bass. He hit the home run that made us feel like we had a shot. Yeah, we just we never had a chance in today's game. I know we were tied, but the game was truly over early. Dave Gumpert suffers his first loss. He is 4-1. He gave up the 2-run home run. Luis Aponte gets the win in relief. He's 7-3. Eckersley gets his 10th save. Okay, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching, guys. We're going to come back tomorrow with Game 3 of the 3-game series. Until then, everyone, have a great day.